The past contains countless stories and moments we've never seen before. Captured in rare vintage photographs are incredible scenes straight from the pages of history. Get ready to dive into the unseen side of our world's strange history. From iconic moments to bizarre realities, these are the unbelievable images that reveal the most shocking, weird, and viral seconds of the past. Welcome to Viral Moments in History. Imagine walking along the Thames in London one morning and suddenly seeing a body floating. As you get a little closer, you will realize that this is the body of Alfred Hitchcock himself. In fact, the famous director never entered the waters of the Thames, and in the photo we see a skillfully crafted doll. To get people talking about his film Frenzy, 1972, Hitchcock allowed a mannequin to float on the Thames, impersonating himself. The director, like no one else, was shocked. He used this both in his films and to fan rumors around him. Health and safety manager Clifford Roberts acts as a model during a fire training course for McGuire Hospital staff, USA, 1965. A demonstrator confronts Chinese People's Liberation Army tanks at a demonstration promoting democratic reform. Beijing, China, June 4, 1989. Lord Voldemort's costume featured 7 different shades of green for each of the 7 Horcruxes. Each time another Horcrux was destroyed, his clothes would lose some of their hues and fade, giving the impression that he was fading away. In the photo, John Krause turns off the engines of the first stage of the Falcon 9 and the flight of the second stage with the Crew Dragon spacecraft to the International Space Station. Referee Joey Shackelford, he is 1.46 m, issues a warning to Clive Goddard, he is 2.06 m, England, 1980. Meter. The notorious Roman Emperor Caligula loved his horse Incitatus so much that he made him the first citizen of Rome, and then a senator. Fake fact: cowboys loved dueling. Those spectacular cowboy duels, a hot city afternoon, the scorching sun, tumbleweeds and, not a single duelist around. And all because cowboys rarely staged such spectacles. This stereotype was inspired by westerns. John Roy unfurls the world's longest mustache at the presentation of the Dutch edition of Guinness World Records, 1977. Sergeant Stubby, the most decorated dog of the First World War, is photographed in uniform and with well-deserved medals around 1920. Dark pages of history. In the 1950s, tobacco companies advertised cigarettes as a health product. Fake fact: Vincent van Gogh cut off his own ear. This legend even made it possible to name a syndrome in his honor, in which the patient either operates on himself or requires a certain operation to be performed. But Van Gogh did not cut off his ear. He lost his earlobe during a quarrel with his colleague Gauguin. It didn't occur to me to burn my bra until I tried Smirnoff. Advertising from the 1970s. One of the most famous photographs in history, lunch atop a skyscraper, was taken on September 20, 1932 and depicts workers enjoying lunch on a steel beam in Manhattan, New York, during the construction of Rockefeller Center. Fake fact: ninjas wore black clothes. In fact, ninjas didn't dress in all black to avoid being noticed, that would be a strange way. Ninja dressed like normal people to blend in with the rest. And the stereotype of their black suits was taken from the Japanese theater, where they were used to make it more obvious to the audience who the ninja were. Tests of a bulletproof vest under the supervision of military experts in Washington, D.C., September 13, 1923. Friendly policemen carry a simple worker in their arms after he has celebrated his payday. They load him into a limousine to take him to a 5-star hotel, where they will relieve his hangover and write him a letter of gratitude for work. The crew of the American B-29 Waddy's wagon bomber with their aircraft in the background, 1944. Color added using a neural network. The Darlink car was produced in the 1960s. Engineer Jan Ardeel. Czechoslovakia. Red Cross workers playing leapfrog, 1940. In the expression, Pandora's box, the word box appears as a result of a mistranslation of the Greek word pi theta omicron. In fact, the ancient Greeks called pithos a large clay vessel buried in the ground in which they stored grain, wine, oil, or buried people, so Pandora's box is more appropriately called Pandora's cup. By the way, it was in the pithos, and not in the barrel, that the philosopher Diogenes of Sinope lived, since the ancient Greeks did not know how to make barrels. Class at the Bruce Mozart School of Underwater Photographers, 1954, Silver Spring. Bruce Mozart was one of the pioneers of underwater photography. In the early 1940s, he developed special waterproof housings for cameras. A bicycle for 4 family members, which also included a sewing machine for Mom, 1939. The regions of the world ocean between 30 degrees and 35 degrees both northern and southern latitudes are sometimes called horse latitudes. The fact is that anticyclones prevail here and there are often calms that cause delays for sailing ships. And during especially long delays, due to lack of water and food, horses had to be thrown overboard. Women's butts in Europe. Comic drawing created by an artist from L'Oreille magazine. Paris, France. 1901. An unusual journey by car in reverse. On August 13, 1930, Americans Charles Creighton and James Hargis completed their extraordinary journey in a 1929 Ford Model A Roadster from New York to Los Angeles and back. Although in those days cars were not as common as they are now, it was difficult to surprise anyone with a trip of 11,555 kilometers. For this reason, the friends decided to cover the huge distance in reverse. The guy who received the title of Iron Balls in the interplanetary competition and the title of Maximum Confidence in the engineers who built this crap. In 1984, American Bruce McCandless walked into outer space from the Challenger spacecraft. And he turned on the liquid nitrogen backpack. The device is called the Manned Maneuver Unit. With its help, he managed to fly into outer space at a distance of 97 meters from the ship. This moment is captured in the photo. Bruce was not wearing a seatbelt and performed this stunt without insurance. If the jetpack failed, there would be no technical way for him to get back to the ship. Albanian President Ahmet Zogu, then king of that country from 1928 to 1939, survived more than 50 attempts on his life. In 1931, they tried to kill him near the Vienna Theater when the king was getting into his car. Zogu took out his pistol and returned fire, which saved him. The killers fled. This is the only case in modern history when an official head of state personally shot at people trying to kill him. This is how 19th century artists saw the year 2000. In 1899, Jean-Marc Coty and other artists took part in the project En l'an 2000, year 2000, dedicated to the exhibition in Paris in 1900, where they presented their wildest futuristic fantasies. They showed illustrations in the form of paper cards that depicted what they thought life would be like in the year 2000. In 1986, Frenchwoman Nadine Vosger, under an assumed name, spent several months learning how to fly a helicopter. She did this in order to get her husband Michel Vosger out of prison. He was serving a 27-year sentence in a Paris colony for attempted murder and armed robbery. Michel Vosger, threatening the guards with a fake gun and nectarines painted like grenades, was able to get onto the prison roof. At this time, Nadine flew up in a helicopter and, hovering over the roof, dropped him a basket with weapons and a rope, along which Michel climbed onto the helicopter. They landed on a nearby football field where a car was waiting for them and fled. The rarest photographs provide a window into historical moments you won't believe are real. From game-changing world events to unbelievable sights, these images expose the strangest instances caught on camera. The past is full of viral stories waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching Viral Moments in History. Let me know in the comments what shocking historical moments you want to see in the next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more unbelievable blasts from the past.